Okay, so good morning, everyone. I welcome you all again on a third and final day of annual Information Security Summit that we are conducting from last 2 days. I hope you had attended our award ceremony yesterday. We have presented awards to most of the security leaders, organizations, young startups yesterday. So today we are meeting again for the industry workshop, and this workshop is actually supported by Dell Technologies. And topic and subject for today's workshop is about the VMware Carbon Black, securing endpoints and workloads. So I have eminent panelists joining from Dell in while. I would like to set the context for today's discussion, and since we left into uncertain situation from last 1 or 2 years, the entire structure and entire the way of work has completely changed. We used to work in a perimeter based security. We work from office. Our endpoints, our servers and workloads were placed inside the perimeter, and we are quite used to with working in that particular environment. And our security solutions, our entire IT architecture is built that way. But from last 1 or 2 years, we have seen that it is a significantly a remote, distributed workforce that we have been facing. And the endpoints that we have, whether it is laptops or maybe desktops, some of the organizations they deliver desktop to the most of the employees. Some organizations they do allow the mobile usage of endpoints. So all those things are put into a very different mode altogether, and that is completely remote, highly distributed, located in a different locations, geographies. In that particular scenario, the thought process of securing those endpoints in a highly distributed environment is actually also changed, right? And we cannot have our own security strategy to protect those endpoints and key workloads the way we had it in the 2 years back. So that's why I think today's topic is conceptualized around. And I have my colleague from Dell who will be joining, Ms. Neha Dhyani, who is a senior solution engineer, and she is a strategic business unit in Dell Technologies. So she'll be talking about some of the aspect on of how to protect your key endpoints and workloads when we are facing this particular pandemic and remote workforce across the globe, not just India but across the globe. So now we are quite familiar now, the way we had when pandemic started, because now we had gone through that particular scenario. We got our strategy up and running, how to deal with some of the remote situation, how to ensure that you are having the same level of security while you are working from home. So we got some time of last 1.5 year to work on some of those areas. But still, I guess the way we are progressing on the particular path of ensuring and securing our endpoints and our key workload, adversaries are also quite ahead of a time. They are also thinking new techniques, tactics, and procedures to penetrate our systems. And when you see, as a DSCI threat intelligence and research, we have been also closely following some of the activities in last 1 or 2 years. And the behavior we see that most of the attackers and adversaries, always they always target to they always target to find some of the soft targets or maybe some of the low value assets in the organizations, and then from there they try to escalate into some of the high value assets. And they always target to harm and cause maximum damage by reaching out to the critical endpoints and workloads, because that's where your crown jewels, your critical data, your access details, and all the key data sets are available, right? And adversaries are interested into identifying some of those critical assets, critical endpoints and workload in your organizations, and making some of the damage and some of the harm to all those assets, right? And if I want to put into the simplistic fashion, right, the modus operandi of attackers from last 1 or 2 years is always, to identify some of the critical vulnerabilities in entire network or entire infrastructure, so that they can find a way into your entire network. So identifying some of the loopholes, backdoors, vulnerabilities, so that they can enter into your network. Once they are into a network, they're always conducting the internal reconnaissance where they could identify some of the soft targets and some of the high profile target. They conduct a very high profile reconnaissance in terms of identifying some of those activities in a network, identifying some of the critical accounts, some of the admin accounts which are hold responsible for some of the security activities. So after being a network, attackers are trying to identify some of the high value and low value assets, and then they are identifying some of those low value assets from which they could escalate into some of the high value assets where your critical servers are, where production servers, some of the databases, some of the critical data storage that you have, and then they weaponize themselves with some of the new tools, technologies, and those two technologies are used against conducting the attack against the endpoints and critical workloads. And that's where our today's topic is all about, right? Even though there are some of the loopholes or some of the loopholes or backdrops in your network, and that can be due to some of the false positive or maybe some of the true negatives, whatever. But ultimate aim is to protect our endpoints so that we will not have that maximum damage, or protects our key workload so that we will have our data sets, our accesses, and entire system safe. So there are two things that we're going to discuss in this particular workshop that we are having today from Dell Technologies. The one is that that in the given context of sophisticated attack surface and threat landscape, how we are going to protect our endpoints, our key endpoints, which are whether it is a remote or whether it is now inside office due to the hybrid work culture. Because since situation is improving, most of the organizations are now offering the hybrid work culture to the employees, that maybe 1 or 2 days they can work from office, or 1 or 2 days they can work from home, or maybe some organizations are still relying on work from home. And in that situation, not everyone in organization, or not every team in your organization is a security team. There are finance committee, there are other team members who are not more towards the technology, and for them, protecting their endpoints. And I think today's discussion is all about, we talk about making awareness to the users in terms of not clicking to the phishing emails, uh, do all the due diligence while you're accessing the internet, while accessing your critical files, setting up your passwords, and all of those things we have been discussing since long, right? But today, I think if you see security discussions, it's more mainly driven by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and your smart endpoint detection tools, which having a less burden on a user. Because when we talk about security, we always talk in the context of a people, process, and technologies. And I'm not sure whether people are weakest link. We talk a lot about it, but as a security fraternity, we understand that not everyone is coming from a technology background. Not everyone is coming from the cyber security, though there is a need for awareness. But there is a possibility that we keep some of the loopholes, or maybe we commit some of the mistakes, which could actually turn into big disaster, right? And maybe you are very good at protecting all those things at your network, at your perimeter, at your endpoints, but that one mistake from any of the employees, so that could lead to some of the larger incident, right? So for that, there are discussions on a security, that how we can reduce a burden on a user about his security and make our tools and technology smarter. Though security teams are working really hard in terms of identifying some of those known unknowns in network, using some of the techniques like a threat hunting, learning from some of the threat intelligence that is getting from the open source as well as from the vendors. Security teams are definitely working hard, but I think in this context, your security technologies like endpoint detection, managed detection and response will definitely help you to manage these threats at your endpoints and at your critical workload. So while we discussed few minutes back, due to this work from home situation, and there is definitely unprecedented rise in a cyber attack, and these are quite high from last 5 or maybe last 4 5 years, right? And this made endpoint security a leading priority for most of the organizations, and most of the security teams are really feeling that protecting endpoints and their critical servers is their prime most priority. And security teams are also facing some of the challenges in terms of protecting the endpoints. And the first is, to having right visibility over your crown jewels, your low value asset and your high value assets. Second will be the your inability to detect and protect against some of the advanced persistent threats, and some of the threats which are unknown to the world. I think most of the ransomware campaigns or ransomware extortion campaigns, or maybe some of the Trojans, which are very sophisticated, so that they don't have any signature or any of the tactics behind. And inability to detect that, it will require a multi-prong approach. It will require definitely good technologies in place. You need to have appropriate processes followed by security operation teams, from all the analysts into security operation team. And third, I think this is very much important, is all the due diligence, because sticking to the basics is another important aspect. And most of the things which are actually not in place, and that's why security teams are struggling. Then there are inefficiencies which are caused by need for the continual maintenance and patching, which I talk about. Sticking to the basics and making sure that you are following all the due diligence, and you doing all the security hygiene at your endpoints and at your critical workload. And then another thing is also, teams are struggling, having a multiple technologies implemented on the security operations center, and all those silo technologies may create some problem for you. Keeping all the security technologies in a harmony, and having the complete report how the technology is working for you, having a security validation, right? How effective your security technologies are. That's why another key challenge, and I think that's why today's discussion is all about how the consolidated carbon black endpoint detection will help you to protect your workload, and help you to protect your servers. And then the visibility and other things which we talk about. And then after we talk about protecting and securing our endpoints, the second aspect of the today's workshop is, securing your critical workloads. Because we have seen, due to this particular remote culture, and now largely there is a cloud transformation happening. Most of the organizations are thinking cloud as one of the key enabler after this pandemic, to enforce their digitization journey. So most of the organizations are really embarking on cloud journey and coming out of the traditional IT network. And due to that, protecting workloads in this tough time is another um, important. But all those workloads are definitely becoming increasingly complicated, because you are having applications running on a different endpoints. Your endpoints are highly distributed. Those are accessing from campus or off the campus. So in that particular distributed IT environment, your workload management becomes really complicated, right? So there are different approaches that organizations are following to protect their workloads. Then that includes, purchasing some of the good tools and technologies such as the mobility solutions, keeping a good visibility classification over your workload, then enforcing some of the new age technologies in order to protect your data through the encryption technologies, or through the some of the access management solutions, and trying to protect those data across the key environments, which are the endpoints, identities, workloads, or maybe cloud and network. And that's become a key priority. So that's our going to be a second part. So so over and all, I think the technology plays a very crucial role, because it starts from there. You definitely need to have a good security solutions working along with the right processes and right people to protect your critical workloads and endpoints. So that's what we are going to discuss in today's workshop. And and as I said, the context for the workshop, I would like to invite Ms. Neha Dhyani, who is a senior solution engineer and strategic business unit of Dell Technologies, to talk about some of the aspect of endpoint security and workload protection. So, welcome, Neha. I would like to hand over to you. Hi, Neha. Over to you, Neha.
Very warm welcome to all the participants. And today I'm going to talk about, how VMware Carbon Black can solve most of these problems when it comes to endpoint security. So with that, let me just quickly come to the agenda. And the agenda that I have kept for today, very few slides I will say that, which talks about the approach when it comes to Carbon Black Cloud, strength and capability when it comes to the EDR solution from Carbon Black. I would say interactive demo, which will give you a quick glimpse into the capabilities, feature sets, on how you can, leverage this tool in ensuring that, your endpoints are prevented, as well as you have complete visibility from a EDR perspective. And then we'll open the session for Q&A as well. So with that, let me just, before I proceed further, let me talk about our approach when it comes to securing endpoints and workload. And within VMware Carbon Black, which I would say, is one of the pioneer when it comes to endpoint security, our approach is built on 3 core pillars. So before we go ahead and say that, we prevent this particular malware and this particular threat within your environment, the first and the foremost task is to identify the risk within your environment. All the 3 core pillars that you see out here, risk identification, prevention, detect, and response, correlates back to, the different modules that we have within Carbon Black. Then the first core pillar is around risk identification, which talks about that, before you prevent anything, you need to have a visibility into the baseline inventory that you have within your organization. And then the next task is that, look for the vulnerability, look for any insecure configuration. As simple as, if I have to give you examples, look for, if there are any hosts, which have got RDP enabled, any host, which have got host firewall turned off. Are there any systems, which have got blank passwords enabled? Are there any systems, which have got cron jobs enabled? Or, there could be multiple such, I would say, security related pre-built queries, which are built in within the Carbon Black platforms, that really gives you a quick visibility into your IT hygiene and security posture, basis which what you can do is, you quickly get into the visibility mode, and then you can move into the hardening and then reduce the attack surface within your environment. Now, after you have got the visibility, you can definitely go ahead and, harden your assets. The next step, the next core pillar is the prevent cycle. The prevent cycle, after you have identified the risk, of course, you'll harden your assets. Prevention within Carbon Black, I would say, is dual focused. That means we not just, prevent the known malware, rather we focus on the non-malware kind of attacks or living of the land kind of attacks. Now, Indrajit clearly spoke about, some of the latest attacks that you would have seen, Kaseya, Colonial Pipeline. Sometime back you heard about, the Sunburst attack as well. If you notice, some of these attacks have been focused on, I would say, the non-malware kind of attacks. I would say the fileless kind of attacks, which are being used, or I would say, which are being used by adversaries to exploit the known trusted application within your organization. Something I would say like PowerShell, WMI. Now, how do we make sure that, when the attackers are, making use the trusted tool within our organization, how do we, go ahead and, prevent these kind of attacks? That's where, the behavioral prevention comes into picture. And, for the attacks that evade these prevent cycle, the next step is, of course, to detect and respond these kind of attacks. Now, as per one of the very recent report from IBM, it was realized that, it takes 108 days before even an organization is aware that, it is under attack. Now, with Carbon Black Cloud, we really reduce that dwell times to minutes and hours. And that is something, the power of, I would say, the early and accurate detection. Idea is that, how can I cut down the noise, look into the zoom in and zoom out kind of a view, so that I understand that, how this attack originated within my environment. Do I have a complete visibility so that I understand the complete attack campaign, how this lateral movement started within my organization? And once I have this zoom in and zoom out kind of visibility, the next step, of course, is to perform the remediation. And the remediation within Carbon Black, I would say, is a single click. At the click of a button, you can just do a remediation, or just do a host isolation from the Carbon Black console, meaning which, the infected host will lose the network connectivity from rest of the network and will only get connected to Carbon Black Cloud. And that's where, as a security admin, I can perform the various remediation action. I can take the secure remote shell of the infected host, list down, all the malicious process, kill the malicious process, do the memory dumps, perform the hex dumps, run the remediation script. If I see, there is a vulnerability that exists in my environment, I can even upload the patch, make sure that, the machine is now clean and secure, and then bring the machine back to the network at a single click. So that's where, the EDR gives you that visibility to have, I would say something like a CCTV camera. So you can imagine this as a CCTV camera which can go back in time, help you understand that, what kind of threats existed within your environment. So that's where, this visibility from the EDR comes into picture, that, you have a clear visibility that, what went wrong within your environment, how it started within your organization, to give you a complete process tree kind of a view, so that you understand that, was it a browser process, was it an email client, which was having a Excel based attachment, which, once the macro was enabled, the script ran in the backend, which, just ran a Mimicat script, which was trying to dump credentials within your within the host machine. So that's where, EDR gives you a complete visibility from the host point of view to understand the complete attack kill chain, so that, you can harden your defenses, you can make sure that, your environment is foolproof to these kind of advanced attacks. Now, if you see, when it comes to with all these capabilities are powered up with the flagship platform that we have from Carbon Black Cloud. As you see on the topmost layer, these are some of the capabilities that we delivered from the SaaS-based offering that we see from the Carbon Black Cloud. And these are, like for all the three core pillars that I spoke about. For risk identification, we have audit and remediation, which gives you the capability to run the pre-built query. When I say pre-built queries, these are, I would say, close to 2,000 plus queries that exist on the Carbon Black Cloud platform, and I will cover it up in our demo session shortly after this presentation. Also, with risk identification, we give you capability to perform a vulnerability assessment across your endpoints, across your workloads, irrespective of the fact whether you are on any environment, Windows, Mac, Linux, as well as, to perform, NGAV and device control kind of capability, EDR kind of capability, and to I would say secure and manage your endpoints, your workloads. And now we have capabilities to even manage your containerized and Kubernetes platform. So that's where, you have got a single lightweight sensor which can deliver all these capability. Today, if you feel that, you're just gonna go for NGAV kind of a module and you don't need all these capabilities, so all these capabilities are modular in nature. You may grow, as your, as per the need of the organization. Nothing changes at the endpoint side. There's just an endpoint lightweight sensor. And when I say lightweight sensor, I was reading most of the questions in the chat box, which says that, there's a heavy utilization, with the moment the sensors and, all these capabilities are turned on. And the best part is, as you see, all these capabilities are powered up by the SaaS-based platform that we have from the Carbon Black Cloud. So at the endpoint side, you just have, I would say, the sensor, or you may call it as an agent from the Carbon Black Cloud. And what this agent is doing is this agent is, continuously kind of capturing all the process events, your network connections, your command line executions, your file modifications, script modifications, and all these data is sent to the Carbon Black Cloud, where it is, profiled and run against the attack analytics platform, basis the threat intel feeds that we have, basis which we understand that, what is the threat, and then the enforcement comes into picture from the Carbon Black sensor. And then we delivered all these capabilities. Since all the heavy lifting is done on the cloud, that's where, the CPU utilization remains less than 2% at the endpoint side. And that's the beauty of, I would say, the performance that we are delivering from Carbon Black Cloud, which is, kind of managing close to 40 million sensors globally as on today, and, kind of processing close to 1 trillion events per day. So as you see from the management perspective, we support heterogeneous platform, irrespective of the fact, whether the endpoint is on Windows, Mac, Linux, whether the endpoint is on-prem or any of the public cloud platform. And the best part is, the management over, your workloads, which are running over vSpheres, your Horizon VDI clients, and the Kubernetes. All of this, infrastructure is supported. A big point to note out here is that, for the virtual machines which are running over vSphere, VMware has done a game changer out here. So for virtual machines or the workloads which are running over vSphere, we have gone almost agentless. We have done the native integration within the vSphere platform. That means we don't even need to separately install an agent of Carbon Black within the virtual machines. We just need to enable the Carbon Black prevention within the virtual machines, and it gets auto deployed within the platform itself. And that's where, we are talking about more built-in and more intrinsic security when we talk about, the VMware security strategy. As you see, all these core capabilities which are there on the topmost layer, they are delivered from the SaaS-based platform. We do have some on-prem solutions. One is, Carbon Black application control. This is something I would say application whitelisting kind of a solution, which only is allow the known execution, trusted execution within your environment. It also have file integrity monitoring, and specifically, I would say, this solution is targeted towards the high and critical workloads, your kiosk, your ATM machine, your OT kind of environment. And then we also have on-prem EDR solution for, customers who don't have a mandate that, they want to send data, within the cloud platform. So that's where we also have on-prem solution where all the management and, the processing happens on-prem via, the Carbon Black EDR server, which will do the incident investigation and threat hunting locally within the customer environment. So moving forward, I spoke about the platform. Let me quickly talk about the capabilities. And, when it comes to prevention, so I saw multiple questions, with respect to the capabilities. So when it comes to prevention within Carbon Black follows a defense in depth kind of a model, where we have layered security defense when it comes to, preventing both malware and non-malware kind of attacks. We don't rely too much on signatures because, we all understand this is the pyramid of pain, how easy for an attacker is to change the signatures and hash. And that's where we do have a reputation of signatures, but we leverage various other prevention techniques to stop these kind of advanced attacks. So we have we perform local static analysis using the machine learning model at the sensor level, basis which we understand that if there is a binary which has reached at the Carbon Black sensor, is it having a known malware or a unknown malware. Then the second layer of prevention that we have, the core prevention that I would say is, our streaming behavioral based prevention, which specifically looks into, the fileless and living of the land kind of attacks. We look into that, how this particular binary or how this particular process or application is behaving within your environment. Is it something legitimate? Is it something not allowed? Basis which, the Carbon Black enforcement engine comes into play to, prevent any malicious attack. And then the third layer of prevention that we have is the cloud-based detonation. So we also have, I would say, integrated sandbox within the cloud. So the moment the Carbon Black sensor receives any unknown binary which have got no reputation, it may be a 0-day kind of an exploit. So what Carbon Black sensor will do, Carbon Black sensor will automatically send that unknown binary to the detonation sandbox that we have. That's where this binary gets executed, and based on the verdict, which normally comes in a matter of few seconds, this binary will either be allowed or will automatically blocked within your organization. I would say no action needed from your side. This all happens automatically. And, I will talk about these capabilities when I move into the demo environment. And then the fourth layer is the dynamic rules engine. So Carbon Black threat analysis team has also curated some out of the box, these curated rules, which specifically look into, I would say, there are nowadays many exploits and exploit kits like Metasploit, Empire, Cobalt. So the moment we see that if there is an attacker who's trying to run an encoded script which is trying to do a memory dump, or which is trying to do a credential dump, that's where Carbon Black has capabilities to decode these encoded script on the fly, understand the behavior of this particular command line script, and basis which take the next action. So that's where these dynamic rules engine comes into picture. And then the significant, I would say, layer which is nowadays very much prominent is the ransomware. So for ransomware specifically, we have a deception layer, and what it does is the moment the Carbon Black sensor is installed locally at the endpoint, we have something known as canary files which are deployed across the file systems. And what Carbon Black is continuously doing is continuously looking into the behavior of these specifically the ransomware like activities. So the moment the attacker is trying to modify the master boot record, trying to delete the file systems, trying to encrypt your any file, that's where these canary files specifically look into these behavior, and that's where Carbon Black sensor goes ahead and terminate these kind of process. Now while we have multiple layers that make very difficult for an attacker to evade within your environment, we have a single policy engine with out of the box detection and prevention policies that prevents your environment against attack and any malicious behavior. Now, if you see, our capabilities have been validated by various third parties, including AV comparatives and AV test, where we scored highest vis-a-vis, our competitors. And these are some of the latest report as per the last year results. Now, let me quickly talk about, the endpoint bundles. So we have these 4 bundles which are available from the Carbon Black Cloud, starting from, the prevention. So the prevention comes along with the NGAV capabilities. So if you are looking for, just, more than, I would say, prevention for known signature, or, I would say, prevention for any fileless living of the land or ransomware kind of attack, this is, I would say, your solution to go for. The prevention bundle is the first one. Then we also have endpoint standard, endpoint advanced, and enterprise, and endpoint enterprise. Endpoint standard adds the capabilities of, device control. So you also have capabilities to restrict your mass storage devices like USB, whom to allow access, or completely block the access within your environment. And then to add the capabilities of EDR, which gives you a complete process tree so that you can perform your alert triage, do the threat hunting, perform the RCA within your environment. And then the endpoint advanced is the third bundle, which adds on the capabilities of audit and remediation, and adding the capability of doing vulnerability management within your environment. So if you recall, when I started, giving you a glimpse on, our approach, I spoke about risk identification. So risk identification is delivered using audit and remediation module within the Carbon Black Cloud. That's where, we give you a capability to run multiple pre-built queries, using which you can understand the security posture of your endpoints as well as your workloads. And then for the most mature teams who already have their SIM and SOAR environment in place and are looking for automated threat hunting, multiple threat feeds from various sources, that's where, we have got endpoint enterprise, which comes with enterprise EDR and all the capabilities of endpoint advanced. So these are some of the endpoint bundles. So you can look for the capabilities. All these capabilities, as I mentioned, are modular in nature. So you may choose to go for only NGAV, you may choose to go for only behavioral based EDR, or, as standalone capabilities like audit and remediation. So all these capabilities are, available standalone and are modular in nature. Talking further, I think this is something which is important to discuss. No solution works best when, it is deployed in a standalone mode. So that holds true for Carbon Black. With Carbon Black today, we integrate with most of, your existing security solutions with, I would say, over 500 plus product and service partners integration that exist as on today, with SIM, SOAR, intelligence, and, the perimeter security solution. As you see out here, we support bidirectional integration. So when I say bidirectional integration, it is not something that, we are just having an open API integration and, we are sharing this data. Rather, with integration, when I talk about, with SOAR vendors like, Splunk, Demisto, Exabeam, as you see out here, you also have capabilities that you can perform an action of, making a host isolation, doing a blacklisting of an hash straight away from the SOAR, and as well as, from the same SIM console. That's where, it holds true for perimeter security devices, like, with the integration like Zscaler. So with the Carbon Black Cloud deployed at the endpoint side, we have, integrations with perimeter security devices like, Checkpoint, Palo Alto, your web security gateways like Zscaler. Imagine that, a Carbon Black Cloud sensor, the moment it sees a malicious binary, it not just can, use its own sandbox, but it also can, send that binary to the ZIA sandbox of the Zscaler. That's where, the Zscaler, processes that binary and pass on the verdict to Carbon Black sensor, and then Carbon Black takes that action. All this happens seamlessly because of the close integration that exists across multiple security vendors, as you see out here. Other than that, and this is just a number, I would say today we protect more than 25,000 organizations globally. And as you see, we cut across almost all the verticals. When it comes to our capabilities, Carbon Black Cloud is as I mentioned, that is a forefront in endpoint security innovation. We have been listed as a security leaders in the Forrester's Wave endpoint security SaaS report that got published in May 2021. This out here. Carbon Black also has been a consistent performer in the MITRE ATT&CK evolution that happened every year. This year this happened for Carbon Act and Fin7. So we provided one of the best telemetry against all the attack evaluations that happened by MITRE, and that report is something publicly available on the MITRE. I would urge everyone just to go there and understand and see that how Carbon Black Cloud was able to provide the best detection and remediation capabilities. So with that, I would stop for a while and take you to the intuitive dashboard and the demonstration from Carbon Black. So as you see, I am on the intuitive dashboard of Carbon Black Cloud, and from the dashboard itself, you will be able to see that what is the endpoint health, how many endpoints are active, how many endpoints are inactive. Active ones are the ones who are continuously communicating their status to Carbon Black Cloud. All the sensor data that goes from the endpoint to the Carbon Black Cloud is encrypted via TLS 1.2. So we make sure that all the communication remains secured via encryption. And then as you see out here, we have complete visibility with respect to what is the amount of the alerts that we are looking on I would say I can categorize this data on a weekly, daily, or even an hourly basis the way I want. And then what is the health of the devices, how many critical vulnerability that exist on the virtual machines, on my endpoints. And when I say vulnerabilities, we not just look into the OS vulnerabilities, we also look into the application vulnerabilities. So the applications like your Google Chrome, your PDF, your other applications. So we look into both your OS vulnerabilities as well as your application vulnerabilities, and we give you a score with respect to what is this vulnerability, how it can be exploited, and what is the remediation advice with respect to that vulnerability. Now if you go down, you will see some of the latest threat reports, and as you see some of them are very recent, like Black Matter ransomware, Kaseya. You'll see any the latest one that have been out sometime recently. And if you see if you open any one of these reports, so if you let me just quickly show you one of these reports for Black Matter ransomware. So you'll see that while we publish these particular reports, we'll talk about what this ransomware is all about, how this is trying to decode the configuration information, how this ransomware is how this particular ransomware is trying to exploit your organization, how this particular ransomware behaves within your environment, what are the typical IOCs that this particular Black Matter ransomware leverages before it start encrypting your file systems. Also, along with that, we talk about that while your environment is protected by Carbon Black with respect to ransomware, Black Matter ransomware. So we clearly figure it out that to show you as part of this report that Black Matter ransomware is blocked and detected by existing policies within Carbon Black products. So while you can be assured that your environment is prevented against this particular ransomware attack, what we provide as part of this report is a list of IOCs that we have seen across the world while with respect to this Black Matter ransomware. Now, as a matter of next step, what you can do is you can make use these of IOCs across your security gateway devices like your perimeter firewall, and you make sure that you achieve the similar level of prevention at your gateway security level. While at the endpoint layer, the Carbon Black is taking care of the prevention. From the endpoint side, you can make use of these IOCs and enable the similar prevention across your rest of the security stack. Also, along with these threat reports, we also give you a capability to search for this threat within your environment. Search for this threat means that while you don't have this prevention as of now, but does this kind of a threat already exist within your environment? So the moment you click on search for threat, you are automatically navigated to the investigate page, which I would say is a raw footage of each and everything which is happening within your environment. And that's where it gives you a complete visibility if there is any event that gets popped up to show you that this is one of the event that correlates with this kind of search query which was similar to Black Matter ransomware. And then that's where you can investigate the matter, you can do a threat hunting and look into that specific suspicious event if that happens to be relevant for your environment. Now, from the alerts page, let me just, talk about some of the capability from the prevention perspective, from the NGAV perspective. Now, the moment you click on alerts, you are taken to the alerts page. That's where, you will have complete visibility to understand that, what all are the various kind of threats, what is the severity level. At any point of time, what you can do is you can actually just, expand the view and understand that, what this threat is all about. What is the reason behind this threat? What is the effective reputation? What all are the TTPs that we have seen with respect to this particular threat? So let me just, kind of expand this view, move into the process tree view to show you that, how it can really help you. So the moment you click on the process tree, this actually shows you that, how this particular non-malware threat started within your organization. So it clearly says that, this application explorer.exe is, trying to invoke another application. So this is where, a parent process is trying to invoke another process, and this could be a blacklisted process. So the moment it is blacklisted process, the Carbon Black will go ahead and, block that particular action for you, and then it will give you a complete alert triage kind of capability, wherein you can understand that, how it started, which host system was impacted, what was the public IP and the private IP for that particular machine, what was the policy which, that was applied, the moment the Carbon Black goes ahead and, taken that action, what was the process ID, what was the time, and what are the techniques, the adversaries are trying to use, while they are, trying to evade within your environment. So that's where, it's, made very simple to even an L1 analyst to understand that, it's a blacklist application which is trying to run another application. And as you see, the Carbon Black Cloud is integrated with MITRE ATT&CK framework. So you see that there is a MITRE TID which is tagged here. So the moment you click on MITRE TID, you are taken to a MITRE page which will show you that, what this TTP is exactly depicted here. So there is a native API that, which is trying to leverage a cross-proc event here, and which is what is shown in this particular page. And then, as a matter of fact, you get a complete visibility by doing a drill down into your environment, that, how it actually eventually started within your organization. So we see that, this application explorer.exe, this actually invoked this another application, and this operation was successful. And there is an alert with respect to that, because this is a cross-proc event which is happening here. At any point of time, if I really want to see that, what was the parent process, what is the effective reputation of that process, what is, the severity of that particular process, is this process, if I really want to see that, what is the effective reputation of this process or this application, I can quickly just go to the VirusTotal and see, how other AV vendors have, rated or, this particular process within the VirusTotal platform. Also, at any point of time, if I see that, it needs to be added to my approved list, banned list, so I can just simply just move it to the approved list or the banned list. It will automatically show up here that, this hash has been seen on how many further devices. Is it like 6 devices or 600 devices? And then you can make it a global ban or, global approval across your environment. So while Carbon Black takes a, action on the events and the alerts, you also have an option that, you can take the next step further to delete the application, to approve the application if there are any false positives. And then at any point of time, if I see that, if there is a malicious alert or there is any suspicious alert for that matter, what I can do is quarantine alert. So if you remember, I was talking about, doing a host quarantine. That's where, you can do a host quarantine. The moment you do host quarantine, which would mean is that, this host will lose the network connectivity from rest of the network and will only get connected to Carbon Black Cloud. And that's where, as a next action, what I can do is I can take go live. Go live would mean taking a secure remote shell of this particular host and then performing various forensic actions, doing various incident investigation, just to see that, what are the active and the malicious process, which are running, just to trying to eliminate if there is any malware which is running, or, making sure, if I really need to do some investigations, do some memory dumps to contain the attack, and then take any remediation steps and then bring the machine back to the network. So from the NGAV perspective, let me just talk about some of the capabilities which comes as part of the policies. So the policies, as you see out here, and this is something which is very relevant part from Carbon Black Cloud. As you see, we have out of the box policies which not just prevent your environment from known malwares, unknown applications, your potential unwanted programs, suspected malware. Rather, if you see, your applications, your trusted applications, your MS Office, I defined a policy that, while they should be allowed to run, but the moment they try to scrape the memory of another process, they try to, invoke a command interpreter, they try to inject a code, that's where, Carbon Black will just go ahead and, deny that action. Similarly, while these legitimate applications like, PowerShell, Python, some of the known applications like, C script, W script, while these are allowed to execute, but the moment they try to perform a ransomware like behavior, they try to, inject a code to scrap the memory, that's where, Carbon Black will just go ahead and, prevent that action to happen in real time. And then you also have an option from the sensor perspective that, you can install or require a code so you can make it completely tamper proof. So the moment the sensor is installed, nobody will be able to uninstall the sensor, making sure that, the prevention is always enabled. And then you always have an option that, you want to run the background scan. So as I mentioned, we don't rely much on scan. There is just one background one-time scan, which is done just to make sure there is no, I would say, if there is any existing or a dormant malware that exists within your platform. Otherwise, the platform, since the Carbon Black Cloud is continuously looking into the asset inventory that you already have, we continuously look into that, what are any abnormal or malicious behavior as part of the process events which are happening across the endpoints, basis which, there's any real-time action which is needed by the Carbon Black sensor, it will just go ahead and take that action. So from the policy perspective, we have made it very easy. You also have an option that, you can create any policy. The best part is that, the moment you create any policy, and this is one of the clear differentiation that we have from Carbon Black, is that, you can just go ahead and, test the rule. So test the rule, which would give you a capability that, you create a custom policy. And before you, look into that, there's a policy which is created and which is, creating a lot of performance impact. What you can do is you can test the rule based on the last 30 days of historical data, just to assess the, the impact of that particular rule, impact of a, custom policy that you have created within your environment. So this is again one of the key USP from the Carbon Black Cloud that gives you a capability to understand and, assess the risk within your environment. I spoke about the integrated sandbox, and that's where, we have got cloud analysis module, the integrated sandbox within the cloud, which gives you a capability to analyze, any unknown binaries which are there within your environment. For any malware that exists that removed, you will have a complete visibility from here itself. You also have capability, to add your own blacklist, or, if you already have a list, of your approved application or a banned list kind of application. So you create, or simply just upload your reputation repository here itself. So you have an option to create your reputation based on the hash, based on the IT tools. So you may be running multiple IT tools, and the moment you define the IT tools, automatically, all the child processes with respect to that trusted IT tools will get auto approved. Similarly, based on any CA server that you define, we have an option to define the reputation based on the banned list and the the approved list that you want to create. So if you want to ban an application, you can ban the application based on, as I mentioned, based on, the hash, based on the IT tools. You can also ban the application straight away from the policies. So I showed you up that, how using the let's say if I go here, so I can just simply define that, AnyDesk as an application. Okay, so I can define that, AnyDesk an application should not be allowed to run within my environment. So I can specify the application path, I can specify the application name, basis which, I can define necessary action I want to take within my organization. So that's how the flexible the policy module is within the Carbon Black Cloud. When it comes to deployment is pretty straightforward. You have capability to do the deployment using the email based activation, or using the the silent installation using the group policy based method. So we have, as you see out here, we have got multiple options which are listed out here, wherein I can do the sensor installation. As you see out here, the sensor can be supported across multiple platforms using Windows, your Mac environment, even the Mac Big Sur is supported, RHEL, CentOS, Oracle. So we have a sensor support for almost all the known operating system and the supported operating system. So for Windows Desktop, Windows 7 and above is supported, and for Windows Server, Windows 2008 R2 and above is very well supported by Carbon Black Cloud. And the best part is, you are getting visibility across all your environment, not just your endpoints, your workloads, and tomorrow when you know move into the cloud native environment, and you may move into a a container and a Kubernetes kind of a platform, that's where we have capabilities to to manage even your Kubernetes platform. So imagine that Carbon Black Cloud bringing you a unified view, not just from your endpoint workload, as well as for your Kubernetes clusters tomorrow when you move into a cloud native environment. And then as I mentioned that we have a open API platform which makes sure that if there is any SIEMs or solution that exists within your environment, we integrate with that. If there is any custom integration that needs to be done with any threat intel feeds, or with any threat party, I would say, like your Stix taxi servers or any other third party vendors, so that also can be done using the open API integration that exists. So entire platform of Carbon Black Cloud is, I would say, let me just quickly go on here. Yeah, is enabled with two-factor authentication, as you see out here. It's SAML enabled, and then you have an option that it will have a complete RBAC kind of a control. You can delegate the user the kind of access that you want to have from the administrative action perspective. There's a complete audit log that completely gives you a capability to understand that what sort of actions the Carbon Black admin and the various subsequent commands that have been ran by the various delegated users that have been created within the Carbon Black Cloud. From the let me just quickly before I forget, let me just quickly take you to the investigate page as well. So investigate page is, as I mentioned earlier, is a raw footage of each and everything that is happening within your environment, and that's where we provide you from Carbon Black the capabilities to have these pre-built queries that really helps you to perform your threat hunt from day one. So imagine that as a L1 analyst, I really want to understand that are there any adversaries who are trying to invoke a command Twitter, or trying to perform a ransomware like behavior. So the moment you type select these kind of pre-built searches, automatically a query gets generated, and you can simply just navigate and search your infrastructure with the help of these pre-built query. You also have got this search guide, which really have got multiple search fields, which really helps you to understand that if you really want to investigate based on a specific parent process, based on, I would say, a parent process ID, or based on a specific child process device ID, or even I would say as simple as based on a specific TTP. So if I really want to know that how many of the process are trying to do a code drop, are trying to how many of such process are trying to do a code drop, or have using a multiple packed code. So the moment I select this, and automatically my search gets more and more granular, and then I have a chance to look into these filtered events within the set of the granular searches that I decide, and basis which I can just navigate, expand the view, and understand that what is the threat all about. As part of risk identification, if you recall, we also spoke about audit and remediation. So with audit and remediation, as I spoke about, you have close to 2000 plus pre-built query within the Carbon Black Cloud platform that really gives you capabilities to understand the risk within your environment. So say for example, for IT hygiene, if you really want to understand that are there any systems which have got blank password enabled, so you have an option to straight away run the query. You also have an option to schedule on a daily, weekly, or a monthly basis these queries, and email the query results back to you. And then it is not just that you simply have to run these only queries. You also have an option to generate your own custom query by using the SQL query builder that we have. So you also can create your own custom queries, schedule this query, or simply just run this query within the Carbon Black Cloud platform, which is as you see supported across all the three platforms as you see out here. So if you go on to the Wizard Query Exchange platform, which is open to our customers as well as partners, we have got close to 2000 plus queries, which we can just simply just run it across with respect to threat hunting, vulnerability management, from the compliance, and then look into the IT hygiene and the security posture of these devices. So I would say that's a quick demo from the Carbon Black perspective. And if there are any further questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, thank you, Neha, for the insightful talk and the demonstration that you have conducted. And I would really summarize that, that it is definitely requirement of a next generation security in terms of protecting our endpoints and and workload for sure. So it was really good to have a look at the some of the proactive real-time visibility and kind of a capabilities that Carbon Black Cloud EDR has, which actually needs to be augmented from the traditional antivirus software, and which could actually prioritize alerts for you and gives you good visibility on your assets and protect them in a real time. So thank you for that. I think some of the use cases, I think, which definitely came out from your talk is definitely it will replace the extended traditional antivirus and give you the augmented protection and security when you are protecting your endpoints and your workload, and that is one of the another use case and another benefits. Then one thing which I think I could see from your demonstration, that the enforcement of rules and testing the rules is another key parameter. I think that gives good visibility. And then another thing is investigating the attacks in the real time, because see, you may have multiple incidents in real time, and you have to investigate those in real time, and give some of the solutions to it. Then managing the read, write, and executing the access for all your devices which are connected. Then consolidating all the endpoints, and having the good visibility about any of the incident. Then securing some of the remote offices and mobile workforce. I think this remains good standouts in terms of Carbon Black cloud solution. So thank you for presenting that, and it was really good to have a demonstration of Carbon Black cloud endpoint protection and workload. So I will stop here. I'll thank you Neha once again, and Dell Technologies team. Thank you.